Young Justice returned this week to HBO Max for a brand new episode entitled Zenith and Abyss. I'm Cape Joel, and by now you should probably know this is the video series where I break down the episode that was, as well as giving my thoughts and feelings and shouting out any comic book Easter eggs I can find. So, with that out of the way, let's get down to it, shall we? So then, as we join the episode proper, we get treated to a very unexpectedly chilling scene. Lord Zod has come all the way to Oa in search for the missing Kaiser Thrall, his last hope for freeing his parents from the Phantom Zone. When who should Lord Zod come across working the front desk but Toma 2. Yes, Toma 2. No, really, that was his name in the comics too. Son of Green Lantern Toma Ray, the very same man that Zod had killed only a few episodes back. Lord Zod even goes as far as to say before departing that he hopes that Toma 2 will one day follow in his famous father's footsteps. Damn, man, that is some ice-cold villainy right there. More on the Kaiser Thrall later, too. Now back over with Nightwing and the others, they finally managed to infiltrate the Phantom Zone, but exfiltrating with Connor will prove to be a lot more difficult, especially considering that Superboy doesn't remember his friends. Hell, he barely remembers himself anymore thanks to zone sickness, and to really top things off, he's under the impression that he killed Superman and that he can never return to the material world out of fear that he may hurt his beloved Megan. I like even amidst all of his memory loss, Connor still can't forget the woman that he loved so much and the woman that he still never got a chance to actually marry. Then of course there's still the threat of the House of Zod, who don't want Connor going anywhere unless they too can escape with him, which basically is one giant recipe for disaster just waiting to happen. Now speaking of Megan, she gets the call to the Watchtower to try and help unravel the dark mystery of the Kaiser Thrall. We learned a few episodes back that despite being a gift from Darkseid, this thing has the brain of a human child inside of it. The child's name is revealed to be Danny Chase, and oh boy is his story a sad one. Danny was one of the many trafficked meta-teens our heroes weren't able to save. He was kidnapped, taken to Apocalypse, and tortured by Desaad, who turned him into a living weapon. It's all really grim stuff. You might also be interested to know that Danny is to a comic character. He's a mostly forgotten psychic member of the Teen Titans team who often clashed with the other members because, well, he was sort of a dick. In fact, he became a villain under the name Phantasm too, so a lot of history there. The show opts to play Danny as a real unfortunate soul and just the meekest little southern gentleman you ever did hear. It's around this time too even more story arcs from the rest of the season begin to cross over. Prince Jem makes a big return with the newly freed Phantom Girl. This means Megan can finally learn that Connor isn't actually dead, just trapped in the Phantom Zone. Superman gets involved too around this time, and we're reminded that he swore an oath of secrecy to the Legion, and even though he wants to help with the mission, the Man of Steel still has to be super cagey about a lot of things. If only to try and protect the Legion's future. I actually like they show that Clark is a thinking hero too, and is able to use his X-ray vision to see that Phantom Girl is also a member of the Legion by checking out her ring. Phantom Girl hopes to use her powers to take Miss Martian back into the zone, but sadly that ends up a major bust, though it's probably a good thing their plan A didn't work, because if it did, Megan and Phantom Girl would have walked right into a big brawl between the Young Justice team and the House of Zod. It's a really cool fight scene too, by the way. Our heroes might be good, but the zone plays havoc with their powers, and Zod's people have literally been training for a moment like this for the last 40 years, so they quickly end up getting the upper hand. Hell, things get so bad for the heroes, Nightwing even tries a desperate gambit involving a piece of kryptonite on Zod and the others, only to realize too late that the zone affects that too. Man, keeping kryptonite in your back pocket, Dick truly is Bruce's son, isn't he? I also like the subtle little notes in this scene too. Connor, even under zone sickness, winces at the sight of kryptonite and the muscle memory that's involved with it, but Zod and the others have no idea what it is, and as such aren't affected even in that small way. With dwindling options, it's actually Danny of all people who offers to use his dimension sliding powers in conjunction with a mother box to try and open a portal to the zone so our heroes can save everyone, even though we just learned a few moments ago that using his powers in this way could be fatal to the poor kid. It's Orion of the New Gods who provides not only the mother box for this plan, but also a planet under a red sun wherein the good guys would have the proper advantage over the Kryptonian inmates. He also asks about Rocket, his new friend, which I thought was a very cute little callback to his storyline for this season. And with all of that out of the way, the stage is finally set for the Big Showdown, with representatives from the Lantern Corps, New Gods, Legion, League, and of course Young Justice themselves, all set to duke it out with the fate of not only the universe, but time itself hanging in the balance. When the portal finally does open, Zod and Ursa naturally want to go first, forsaking all others, but they also want want to keep Connor nice and close, knowing what a valuable poker chip he's become. Nightwing and the others, despite having lost once already, know they gotta rush that portal and shut it before their dimension can get overrun. And just when you think the situation can't get any more dire, it does. Lord Zod and Malafa'ak show up, diffracting Danny, meaning that no one seemingly has any control over the portal anymore. There's also the matter of Connor himself. He might be back in the material realm, but all those injuries he suffered never healed properly, and because he's on a red sun planet, his Kryptonian healing factor can't kick in quick enough to save him. And it's on that truly edge-of-your-seat note the episode comes to a close. And so that was Zenith and Abyss, a massive feeling episode that begins the hard work of wrapping up all the different storylines that have been weaved all season long. Again, season 4 of Young Justice really did kind of feel like a puzzle, didn't it? And even seemingly minor characters like Prince Gem ultimately ended up serving much bigger purposes by getting other pieces in the right place. It's for all those reasons and more, I think it's super cool to see Martians and all these different factions that the Young Justice characters have touched all season long be represented here in the final battle. The action was solid and creative. I loved getting all of these different callbacks to earlier seasons when we look into Connor's mind and see his flashbacks. We even get the origins of that group photo that keeps coming back again and again. In fact, I liked that image so much I went as far as to make it the actual thumbnail for the video. We only got 2 more episodes left in the season. I can only imagine the finale is going to be pretty explosive. We got Zod being reunited with his son, and oh so much more to look forward to. So until then, everyone, this has been Cape Joel, thanking you so much for watching the video. As always, if you want to stay up to date on all the Young Justice content I'm dropping, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow. Beyond that, I will be back again next time, so until we meet again, bye-bye, everybody.